Hey, what's up, guys? I am wanting to share a program that I've been doing for many years that has helped me stay on track. While there's ups and downs, this program has been the staple of what's allowed me to not go off the deep end into addiction. This is basically like a program similar to AA. Never been to it, but the idea of it. A program for addicts. I think we're all addicts these days to social media, to browsing on some sort of platform like Instagram or TikTok, Facebook, whatever. Unrestricted and just having those moments where we're going like, God, like, I'm dissatisfied with this, or this is too much. And this is to address both sides of the equation. There's an aspect that is to cultivate energy positively. So there's different practices that are done. They're very minimal. It could be taken further, but also like they're very simple. They're 5 minutes a piece. I'll walk you through them real quick, then explain it a little bit. So the practice is, number one, make sound. So that could be singing, it could be humming. It's just 5 minutes. This sounds like, why make sound? Well, this is a whole, like, people would describe it as a chakra. This is a pathway, right? Sound. And so to actually work, that's very healthy and very powerful. In old tribal cultures, they would ask, when's the last time you sang? And I find it really rare for anyone to have an opportunity to do that. And so this is a very powerful 5-minute practice, which again, you could do it for an hour, but 5 minutes is a minimum. So that's practice number one, sing / sound. Number two, dance / move. So this could be a lot of things. This could be expressed in so many different ways, but it's just moving your body. Specifically in free form. If you crawl, if you move, like, there's a lot of creative freedom here. But second one, dance, move. They also ask, when's the last time you danced? Because dancing's ancient. Dancing is, as the body moves, we get out of the head. And so 5 minutes of that, especially with reoccurring deep depression, can be very powerful. Practice number three is meditation / breath. 5 minutes, obviously the point here is to ground in, to calm down, to tone the vagus nerve, basically to bring the body into rest, a calm state, to reduce the fight or flight activity. You get the point. But 5 minutes is very attainable here. This is important because this helps in an anxious state of world, or all the stuff that goes on out there and all the buzz that happens just through having a cell phone. It's really powerful to have a simple practice like meditation or a breath work. So I actually use a recording for breath. It's just my own breath recorded, 6 in, 6 out for 10 minutes. Some you could do it just 5. That's really powerful too, and I have that I could share freely. Okay, so first one, sing, sound. Second one, dance, move. Third, meditation, breath. Fourth one, write and journal. So this is the practice of exercising the writing capacity, the spewing out through writing. This is a pathway, right? This is a very established pathway, and this is very powerful as well. And so on this format that I have, that I could share with you, that I created to share freely with anyone who's interested in this work. There's a journal section, so you can do it on your phone, you can do it on paper. It's just another pathway. All these are different pathways that stimulate different aspects of our energy. So first, sing, sound. Second, dance, move. Third, meditation, breath. Fourth, write, journal. Fifth, read and reflect. So that could be a positive book. It could be your previous day entry. Because this is a 100-day program. And it's meant to be cycled. So basically there's a break after each 100 days. But it's meant to be a lifestyle. This is a way of life. This is a way of living. This is a way of having a program that's sustainable for life. You could take it way bigger and do a lot more, but there's a bottom line that you can meet that will positively keep you stimulated. And in group, this is very powerful because this is like satisfying to share this as a tribal culture. In a culture that doesn't really share these kind of practices, it's a really powerful thing to relate to somebody on. So read, reflect. So now we're 5 in. 6 is walk, jog, run, skip. It's that motion. Simple. 5 minutes is the minimum. Everyone, 5 minutes is the minimum. The power of walking, we don't have to get too much into that, but it's medicine. And then it's the fifth one. What are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th one, muscle. So this could be body weight. This could be calf raises. This could be 5-pound weights. This is a muscle focus. This could be pull-ups, push-ups. I just use a timer, 5 minutes of effort. So you could break it up throughout the day. You can do it all back to back. Whatever works for you. It's just getting that pathway of testosterone boosting stimulation there. 5 minutes is such an easy way for someone who's healing, someone who's regenerating, someone with autoimmune. They're working through conditions that they're working through. Chronic fatigue. These are all able to be met in the worst conditions. So that's what this is all about. And this is all meant to stimulate regenesis. Last one, art/instrument. So this is, you can make something with clay, draw something with the pencil, colored pencils, paint, play an instrument. This is to stimulate the creative pathway. So I'm going to walk you down top to bottom. Sing, sound, dance. Sing, sound, dance, move, meditation, breath, write, journal, read, reflect, walk, jog, run, muscle, art, instrument. In totality, 5 minutes apiece at 8. That would make that 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes. It's not a little practice, but it's doable. And it could be taken farther. Like I mentioned. Another aspect is prayer. It's 3 breaths before a meal. With the people you're with, invite them into it. This is a cool cultural thing. And so I think it's really powerful to slow down and just tune in before just emotionally eating too. It slows it down. So prayer before meals. Prayer upon wake up. What that looks like is 3 breaths. Just wake up, roll over, 3 breaths. And then 3 things grateful for in the head. If you want to take it further than that, do it. Spend as much time in that, ride out a sleep state, which is super powerful. To program your day or whatever. But wake up, 3 breaths, 3 things you're grateful for. And then the daily read, which I could send that to you, but it's basically setting the guidelines. Because while I just shared the positive practice, there's things that are personal, that are committed to, the things that I am not going to do. And that's all gone through on the daily read. And I could read the whole thing, but it would almost be better to send you. But it really makes a difference to read it first thing in the morning. So that's a must. First thing, read the daily read. That gets everything locked in. And I'll just read it for you. And all this is adaptable. It could be less. But this is the standard here. And, without getting too off topic, I struggle with the focuses of society being so disconnected from having any spiritual... Let me rephrase this. I don't feel very spiritually satiated by the culture as it is, including the different churches and whatnot. And so this is a culture that really feels positively stimulating and feels like an effective program. So it's my goal to share this freely. And so let's get into this daily read. Again, I could send all this stuff. Just message me, comment, and I'll get it to you. So daily read. There's oath. This is a journey of 100 days of practice. This is a communal structure specifically designed for men in this modern time. Each suggestion specific for the challenges of this modern time. I, your name, my name, promise on my honor to be true to these agreements laid down below. I promise this on behalf of anything you care about following that. I do this to gather, strengthen, and inspire my soul tribe. It is through my embodied commitment to these values that I may lead by example and gather the necessary energy for the higher vision. I put blood commitments because I like this, man. They used to sign things with blood. I feel like that was deeper. So I put here, print and ink, sign with blood. Here are the promises here. Number 1, I will not engage with pornographic images at all. This damages the ability to experience joy in simplicity. It feeds the monster that pisses on that which is sacred. Number 2, I will not browse Instagram or Facebook. This means no getting on aimlessly. This destruction habit is as destructive as meth. It drains the soul of essence. 30-minute session once per day can be used to identify YouTube videos and download, look at Instagram followers, stories, and pages, check messages. Posting is allowed freely, but no checking responses except during that time. This includes YouTube. I'll keep reading, but we can go over each one of these sections in depth later if you have any questions. 3, ejaculation. Oh, he said the word. Will be consolidated to Sundays. The importance of this is not draining life force, which is necessary to build and have to fulfill the task at hand of regenerating the world. And that world could be, your own life. And I'm trying not to get into these, but I actually really want to get into each one of these. And so I'm actually going to. Okay, so the pornographic thing, that straight up melts the brain. Of, being born at the time I've been born and being exposed to what I've been exposed to, of course, have gone in and out of it. I will say it's not helpful. It's negative. Universally, it fries the brain of nature without a natural input. It ruins relationships. It ruins the ability to be attracted to a partner, to the potential that would be without it, because it overstimulates the pathways and makes normal things just not satisfying anymore. So that's the big thing. And I believe in this. Mormonism, how I grew up, that was a thing in a lot of religions that discourages it. But I think outside of those structures, it could still aim for the benefit of not looking at it as a huge cultural value. Number 1, that. Number 2, not browsing. It's so easy to, especially in the culture of today, of no tribe. To try to seek out some form of connection through it, which it can give it, but overall it feels like the pornography of social connection. It feels like empty, devoid of real depth. And so having some boundaries around this feels very powerful. And I've dabbled a lot with these structures and experimenting over the years. And this can shift, but this is a good standard, 30 minutes a day. It really can be less, but this feels reasonable and sustainable. Ejaculation, number 3. Consolidating it to 1 day of a week for me, I think men in their 30s is a good idea. Maybe men in their 20s, maybe less, maybe twice a week, but also maybe not. There's so much power in having the self-control to not just get that pleasure release and depleting that life force. And so rather than thinking, okay, hold on to it forever, which some people are in that camp, hey, good for you, do it if it works for you. But I like ceremonially, like at anything, like consciously, done so with awareness, I think is better than just whenever one feels like it. Because in my experience, it could be something that's done to escape, and that's just a downhill fall. And so we went over 1, 2, or 3. 4, cell phone use. Do not get online until 7 a.m. Turn off service and get off phone out of sight and out of mind by 7 p.m. Okay, that's just that's a high standard there. It's unrealistic for many people. But the idea is to stop waking up first thing in the morning and getting on the phone, especially if you wake up early. Like, have the time to do the practice. Have the time to sit with oneself. And at nighttime, getting the phone out of the room, getting it on airplane mode, getting it so that's out of the psyche. That's important. And I put here, let's aim for this and stay aware of how this is going, providing sufficient darkness, sufficient cave time, time to stretch, connecting calmly in Zen space. Okay, number 5, food tracking, to really have an awareness of the effects these choices have on biochemistry, and to share the journey of these choices. While it can seem like much historically, to track this, let's aim for this. The reason why this is powerful, this one isn't such a must, but the reason why this is so powerful is because when you start tracking what you eat and you start connecting it to how you feel, you could see or identify the source of what's bringing imbalance. A symptom, a hurting knee, a weird elbow, a stuffy nose, all this stuff. You can start to link it together. So it's very powerful. And it's in the template. It's included breakfast, lunch, dinner. So it's already there. So 6, enlightenment practice. This is a universal practice designed to positively cultivate the energy of the whole being. That's what I went over with you to start with. 7, plant medicine, coffee, cacao, green tea are for ceremonial use, Sundays only. Track this. This is just to put some boundaries on more escapism, which can happen through cannabis, that can happen through coffee for some, even chocolate. I used to get away with eating like a bar of chocolate every single night. It was the best, high quality. And, I used to have some coffee here and there and just more casual plant medicine use. And what I found is in healing my adrenals or chronic fatigue and all these kind of things, taking a break from these things have been one of the best things I've ever done. And while they could be so helpful as tools, it's really powerful to use them exclusively ceremonially. And that's the whole intention of number 7, is to use all these stimulants with respect. And so there we have those 7 principles there. And then down below this, I list all the different practices again. I'm going to continue reading. It says, pray upon awake, before sleep, before meals, 3 breaths, then creative prayer, programming consciousness, get into heart, Use intuition in all things. Remember, you are the hero. This program is to cultivate readiness for thy destiny. You are a timeless being, here to fulfill your contribution to oneness. You are a prophet of the light. Cultivate this channel now. Subtract what detracts. Support what uplifts. Take daily photo in the mirror to add to the journal section for the purpose of reflecting on the 100 days. The intention is to gather the disciples of this path and to have this practice be a cultural glue that bonds us together. Check in every day with community through social. Share what's helpful at the level of public, then share deeper on YouTube, and then more deeper through a paywall. That's just for me thinking, like, keep it simpler on the surface and then go deeper intelligently. And then here's some consequences I put. I think this is kind of a fun way to address slippage. Consequence for not following through on a practice, on the practice portion of the soul promise, so the enlightenment practice, is to paint a fingernail. I haven't done it yet, but to miss it, to back out of fulfilling one of those aspects, just to paint a fingernail, it seems like such a powerful reminder that you'd see, like, wow, hey, like, my fingernail's painted. Why? Oh yeah, that's because I missed that part. So that's a playful way to remind oneself for a while, like, hey, yeah, step back on or you paint more. This is a more extreme idea. I haven't had to fulfill this yet, but I like how radical it is, honestly. So for slipping on pornography or the commitments to ejaculation or stimulants on social media, I put here to burn self with the preheated hot metal fork. Like, get it hot and like a little, like, you look at that scab and feel that little scab and be like, wow, there's a cost to this. In the past, I've done money consequences, and if you have money, it kind of starts feeling silly, like, but it just feels like a really powerful tool that programmed the dog in us to not do the thing. Like a shock collar, right? The reward for being a disciple of the Son is to be fully human, to occupy space fully, to let go of the lower to allow the higher, to have real sex and connection rather than sex with the screen, even if that includes multiple companions. And I believe that, like, it's better to do that than to go down the rabbit hole of jerking off to porn and being addicted to social media. Way better for society. This is all in dedication of bringing the glory of God in and through human for the behalf of all. And then I have the copy and paste. Again, I could share all these things. Just comment below. It's kind of a big video. If you actually watch this far, like, props. I don't know if I've had anyone watch this far. I haven't really made anything like this. I've posted journals and stuff that I've made private, but if you stayed with me this long through all my bumbling and imperfection, awesome. I'd love to share this journey together, and I will continue to make more refined versions of this video to promote this and hopefully clean up my presentation. All right, wish you all well.